Here are 3 educational keynotes for the speech titled 13. Never too late to rewrite your chapter. Keynote 1. Your story is not fixed, it is a living draft. Everyone carries a life story made of choices, habits, victories, and mistakes. But no story is final until you stop writing. Growth begins when you stop believing that your past defines your future and start seeing your life as a draft you can revise at any moment. Keynote 2. Change begins with awareness and intention. Rewriting your chapter requires recognizing what needs to change and intentionally choosing a new direction. Awareness gives clarity, intention gives purpose. When you combine both, you unlock transformation. Keynote 3. Small shifts can lead to big turnarounds. A major life rewrite does not always require dramatic moves. Tiny adjustments, changing routines, improving discipline, adopting new beliefs, can create powerful long-term change. Consistency turns small steps into new chapters. Expanded Keynote 1, 500 words. Your story is not fixed, it is a living draft. Every person carries a story made up of memories, lessons, successes, mistakes, and moments that shaped who they are today. But too often, people assume that because a certain chapter of their life was difficult, painful, or disappointing, the rest of the book must follow the same pattern. This belief quietly limits potential, creates fear of change, and convinces individuals that their destiny is sealed. Yet the truth is simple and empowering: your story is not fixed, it is a living draft. A living draft means your life is still being written, edited, shaped, and recreated with every decision you make. Just as a writer revises a manuscript to strengthen its message, you have the power to revise your direction, your mindset, and your actions. You can remove chapters that no longer define you, rewrite your habits, and create new paragraphs filled with courage instead of doubt. You are not trapped by who you were yesterday. You are guided by who you choose to become today. Understanding this concept requires shifting how you view your past. The past is not a prison, it is a reference book. It teaches but does not restrict. The challenges you faced may have left marks, but they can also serve as markers, reminders of how far you've come and how capable you are of rising again. Many people carry regrets like heavy luggage, believing they cannot escape the weight of old choices. But the moment you realize that your story is still unfolding, those regrets lose their control. You can let them inform your future without allowing them to define it. This keynote also highlights the misconception that change requires extraordinary courage or perfect timing. People often wait for the right moment, a new year, a certain age, or a perfect situation before they feel allowed to start over. But life does not operate on such conditions. Expanded Keynote 2, 400 words. Change begins with awareness and intention ***. Rewriting any chapter of your life does not begin with action, it begins with awareness. Awareness is the quiet moment when you recognize that something in your life needs to shift: your habits, your mindset, your routines, or the direction you are moving in. Without awareness, people often remain stuck in cycles they do not fully understand. They repeat the same behaviors, experience the same setbacks, and wonder why their results never change. Awareness shines a light on what has been hidden in the dark. It helps you identify the patterns that hold you back and the possibilities that can pull you forward. Awareness means being honest with yourself. You cannot rewrite a chapter if you refuse to read it. This requires reflection, asking yourself what is working, what is draining you, what feels meaningful, and what no longer aligns with who you want to become. It is not always comfortable to face your truth, but discomfort is often the doorway to transformation. When you acknowledge your current reality, you gain the power to reshape it. However, awareness alone is not enough. Many people understand they need change but never take the next step. That next step is intention, the decision to move with purpose toward a better version of your life. Intention is the anchor that keeps you aligned with your goals. It is the commitment to say, I will not continue living on autopilot. I will choose my actions consciously. Intention gives direction to your energy. Instead of drifting from day to day, you begin to act with clarity. You choose habits that support your growth. You speak to yourself with respect. You create boundaries that protect your well-being. Even small decisions, like how you start your morning or how you respond to challenges, become opportunities to reinforce the life you want to build. Expanded Keynote 3, 300 words. Small shifts can lead to big turnarounds. When people imagine rewriting their lives, they often picture dramatic transformations, quitting everything, moving to a new city, or reinventing themselves overnight. But real change rarely works this way. Most meaningful transformations begin with small, consistent shifts that gradually reshape your mindset, habits, and path. These small shifts may appear insignificant in the moment, but over time, they build momentum and lead to powerful turnarounds. Small shifts begin with the everyday choices you make. Changing how you spend your mornings, how you talk to yourself, the books you read, the people you surround yourself with, or how you respond to setbacks, these minor adjustments slowly alter the direction of your life. Just as a tiny change in the angle of a compass can lead you to an entirely different destination, a small shift in your behavior can lead you toward an entirely new chapter. The strength of small shifts lies in their simplicity. They are achievable. They do not require extraordinary resources or perfect conditions. You do not need to wait for inspiration or motivation to strike. You only need the willingness to take one small step, then another, and another. Each step reinforces your new direction, building confidence and clarity along the way. These shifts also help you overcome resistance. Large changes often feel overwhelming, which leads to procrastination or fear. But small adjustments feel manageable. They teach your mind that improvement is possible and that progress does not require perfection. When you consistently make small changes, you begin to trust yourself. You prove, through action, that growth is within your reach. In time, these small shifts accumulate. They reshape your habits, influence your beliefs, and transform your life from the inside out. A big turnaround is simply the result of small steps repeated with intention. Ending of the speech. As you stand at this moment in your life, remember this truth: you are never locked into the chapter you are currently living. Your future is not a continuation of your past unless you allow it to be. Each day offers fresh space on the page, waiting for your decisions, your courage, and your renewed sense of purpose. You have learned that your story is a living draft, flexible, editable, and always open to transformation. You have seen how awareness and intention can illuminate the path forward, turning confusion into clarity and hesitation into movement. And you now understand the power of small shifts, how simple daily choices can redirect the entire course of your journey. The next chapter of your life does not begin when circumstances become perfect. It begins the moment you decide that you deserve more than limitations, fear, and doubt. It begins when you choose to write with hope, not regret, with strength, not uncertainty, with purpose, not autopilot. So let this be your reminder: you are the author of your story. No matter your age, your mistakes, or the chapters behind you, it is never too late to rewrite your direction. Your greatest pages may still be unwritten. Your most meaningful breakthroughs may still be ahead. And your most powerful transformation can start today. Pick up the pen. Turn the page. Start writing the chapter you were always meant to live.